Yeah, Kaito. So I had a quick conversation with a friend of mine who is, I guess, struggling with the next stages in their agility transformation. And one of the main things I love about November and December is just how much change you can actually sneak in. A lot of departments are going through their agile or agility transformations of agile ways of working or an overall cultural transformation, people centricity, agility, and they sort of wind down towards Christmas. And I'm of the view that you start winding up. You don't do it in a way that everyone can see. You do it in a way where you start winding down the amount of work that you have to actually do for the organization and start bringing continuous improvement into those teams. You then focus the continuous improvement on changes that they want to see, things that they're intrinsically motivated to actually want to happen. Now, not all organizations have sort of a three horizon strategy change map, but quickly go and make one. Have a look at what do you want to achieve in the next 6 months? What is the long-term vision for your transformation? That real horizon 3, that right out there, things you need to work on now, but you need to plant the seed for later on. Now, if you think of that horizon 1 as an objective, what are the outcomes that the teams and the leaders in that team want to see? How do they want to visualize what a year from now will look like? As work starts to decrease, culture, motivation, purpose, drive, they can all start to increase towards Christmas. With all that natural buzz that you get from the happiness of Christmas, New Year, for us in New Zealand and Australia, we pretty much take the whole of January, February off. How can you roll out change that will suit them? So look at your horizon 1, get the objective set, get some outcomes that make sense for your teams. Make sure they're aligned to the vision. How are you going to measure those changes? Do they make sense? Do they fit into the KPIs? Are they increasing customer or employee value? Or are they just helping you as a scrum master or an agile coach? You don't want that. What you want are things that are actually going to increase employee value. That's the easiest. Things that make people satisfied, more engaged, happier at work. Then second of all, you want to look towards how that can influence customer value. How your customers' brand loyalty, satisfaction, functional value, how the price may increase during that time, depending on your market. In our government organizations, how do we deliver more value while making our employees much happier and our stakeholders more engaged? When you have all those outcomes, have a sit down with your teams. Have a look at the outputs you could do. Map them on some sort of journey map over the next 2 months. How are you going to test those outputs? How are you going to decide if you're going to keep them or not? Don't push change onto them. Let them decide the rate of change that makes sense for them. If you're going to use Kaisen, completely, you want to keep testing everything you push out. The teams change. Did it really make a difference? Forget your 2-week retros. Forget your 90-day PI planning. That's for the rest of the year. Now we're looking at 2 months to go, month and a half to go. You're starting to wind down. Retro daily. You want to be focusing on what change you can actually drive and embed before Christmas. Because then when it comes to January and February, that's the new norm. I have some of my largest changes between October and December. And there's a reason for that. People are ready to change. They want something new and different, but they don't want more work. They want to make things leaner for themselves. They want to make things easier for themselves. They want to remove blockers. This isn't the time to go talk to the CEO or the CIO or the CPO. This is the time to talk to your mid-managers. And if you are a mid-manager, how do you empower your staff right this second? How do you remove blockers? How do you remove technical debt? How do you engage a process that actually will drive results here and now? While all the other transformational programs are pretty much on holiday, your cultural transformation can happen right here, right now. Some recommendations. that I always seem to be rolling out during this time period is 90-day planning would be great, but for you right now, 40-day planning. What does the next 40 days look like? Ring fence that maintenance, ring fence that continuous improvement. Only commit to a certain amount of change. As there's normally change freezes going on, so you no longer have that stress. Instead of winding down and doing nothing and working from home more and more, how about you come together more as a team? Think about how the culture fits. Are the teams aligned properly? Are they the right number of people? Do you have 3 to 5 people per team? Or have you got 15-person teams? What would it look like if you split those teams up a little bit? When we start to focus on these small little changes the next 2 months, you'll be mind blown how that will impact the longevity of your transformation. Yes, the seeds you plant now are fantastic. They will grow over the years, but most of us won't be here in 3 years' time. Those seeds you won't see to fruition. What you can achieve right now is thinking about what do you want things to look like in March, and work back from there. Bring your team on the journey, see what they want to do, see what they want to change, remove those blockers, and enjoy the Christmas holidays. Thank you.